Hello. In understanding our mistakes, it helps to realize very few people deliberately choose to make a mistake, unless, of course, they're a comedian. We make mistakes for three primary reasons. The first is our need for acceptance. The second is because of our ignorance, and the third is because of our pride. Acceptance is a basic human need. The quality of the acceptance we get determines our safety, the quality of our life, and in human babies, it can determine whether or not we have a life. Human acceptance is something we all strive for, so intently that most of us will follow our family's traditions and cultures and behavior patterns so that we get the acceptance of our family. We will follow our family's dysfunctional behavior as well if we believe that if we don't do that, they will not accept us, that it is necessary for us to behave the way that they behave and think the way that they think, or we are not acceptable to them. Wanting acceptance and belonging may cause us to join a church or a group whose ideals or belief system we do not endorse. But if they're the most prestigious group in town, if they're the biggest and the most popular, somehow that seems more hassle-free and safer. Teenagers will drink, take drugs, and drive crazy to fit in with their peers. And according to them, all the kids are doing it. At that moment, their need for acceptance seems more important than logic. The next step on the slippery slope of making mistakes is our ignorance. When we lack knowledge, education, experience, mistakes become inevitable. Mistakes that we have made because of our ignorance are painful and have a high price. Mistakes based on faulty information can be devastating, especially if we become a victim of deception, manipulation, or just plain lies, such as being caught up in a theft, a sweetheart swindle, or a bad investment. The price of faulty information is high, but it seldom stops there. These mistakes have a lingering sting. We usually continue to victimize ourselves by punishing ourselves, berating ourselves, putting ourselves down, just plain kicking ourselves mentally and emotionally for what we did not know. Someone once said, a person who has never made a mistake is either the world's biggest liar or a tremendous coward who never tried anything. Consider Thomas Edison. He made hundreds of light bulbs before he made the one that finally worked. Were those light bulbs all mistakes, or were they simply steps on the stairway to success? Mistakes are valuable. They teach us what not to do. Pride is the third reason for tremendously huge, devastating mistakes. In an attempt to avoid condemnation, we imagine that we can hide our mistakes in denial. We are afraid of the consequences, the public rejection, or maybe never being forgiven. Pride becomes the chain binding us to our mistake. There is a huge difference between making a bad judgment and being a bad person. If you can't tell the difference between making a mistake and being one, you're in an emotionally devastating place. The illusion of human perfection becomes the crutch sustaining our crippling pride. We can't admit we made a mistake. We can't acknowledge we might have been wrong. We can't move forward. By sustaining our pride, we are stuck. You can't change what you won't recognize. You can't change what you will not acknowledge. If you will not recognize and acknowledge a mistake as a mistake, you will keep right on making it. The very best teachers that humanity has ever had are those that use mistakes to help others understand them, rise above them, and not get caught in the same pitfalls. Mistakes have given them wisdom and compassion. Recognizing mistakes is knowledge. Recognizing the mindset of people making mistakes is wisdom. Understanding diminishes errors and helps us to overcome and avoid them. Remember, very few people deliberately choose to make a mistake. Examining the cause and effect of our errors helps us to realize that mistakes are opportunities to rise above the current condition that we are in. They are opportunities to grow. They are stair steps on the road to wisdom, excellence, and success. All roads to wisdom are good ones, and mistakes are definitely those that can propel us up if we'll only accept them in that light and understand they're just mistakes.